Okay. It's a box. And what can you see on that side? It's fragile. Oh, and Gretch. My first Gretch. I decided to jump the $500 budget guitar level and get something I've wanted pretty much all my life, was a Gretsch. Not this specific one. Actually, I always fell in love with the one Chet Atkins played back in the 70s when I first discovered him and the Gretsch. So this box has a couple of road-worn bangs. I think it only went through the cardboard. Now I don't know if it happened on the way to me from the store this time or the last time when it was on the way to the store. So this came out of Three Rivers, Quebec, otherwise known as the Trois-Rivières, which is about halfway between Montreal and Quebec City. So I was on there looking, and Long and McQuaid here in Canada had some discounts on some Gretches. And I wanted a Jet. I wanted a Jet for a while. That became my new want. Turns out this isn't the one I was salivating over. It's the one that was on special to save me some money, to try to keep my budget in check. Let me just put that there for now. Looks like there's some pretty nice foam in there. It doesn't have the model on the box. Gretsch, established in 1883 in New York. Did I not get all the tape? Now, something I found in my research in the last couple of days. Well, it's taken 3 days for it to get here. Last couple of days and the days before I bought it. Is that common misunderstanding that they say Fender owns Gretsch. Well, Fender does not own Gretsch. Gretsch family still owns Gretsch. But in 2002, I think it was, they gave the manufacturing production of it to Fender for them, while they still control all the other stuff. Okay, so after I placed the order for this, I got a call, because there was 3 of them in Quebec. Quebec City, Beauport, and Three Rivers. And so I picked the one on Three Rivers, because they all said, new in stock, new in stock, new in stock. Ship from store. Okay, so right after I made the order, I get a phone call from somebody there. It says, oh, I just wanted to let you know that this guitar is a demonstrator from the floor. I go, oh. I said, is it okay? He says, yeah, it's like new, no scratches and stuff like that. He said, you still want me to send it? I go, well, if it's like new, okay. So we're going to see. Is it like new or not? Because new in stock is not the same as, a floor demonstrator. Now, the website really should have said that, Long and McQuaid. Long and McQuaid, musical instruments, where the music begins. So that's what they say. And a big thank you and a mercy for buying a guitar. So they put some bubble wrap on this. There's foam on the back, but it's not encapsulated on the front side with hard foam. And that could very well be that the top piece that should normally be on there was missing when they had to repackage it. Oh, mahogany body. Chamfered mahogany body, they say, with maple top. So I got a little boot here. Put some of that in it. Okay. So, oh, I printed the specs out for this one. So let's run down it. Mahogany body, finished gloss. Neck is mahogany, finished gloss. Fingerboard material, laurel, Indian laurel. 22 medium jumbo frets. Neoclassic thumbnail inlays. Nut material, rosewood. Somehow I doubt that. Nut width, 42.86 millimeters. That's almost a 43. So is it going to qualify as a 42 or as a 43? I'm not sure. Tuning machines, just die cast. Scale length 24.6. Bridge, anchored adjustomatic. Well, on this one, it's an anchored Bigsby 50 model. The pickups are black top Filtertrons. I think they're supposed to be the 5E. We'll see if we can validate that. And the controls are 2 volumes, a master volume, and a tone. Hardware is chrome finish. Strings nickel plated 10-46s. And a pick guard, silver plexi with black Gretch and electromatic logo. Okay, let's see. Now it's not a sticky bag, so that's nice. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. That bag's got a little rip. Oh. It's got a little bang. Oh yeah, it's Casino Gold. Now apparently Casino Gold has been discontinued, and the 3 stores in Canada that had this guitar, this double cut, were in Quebec, and they were all going for $749. Instead of $889.99. Alrighty. So they're not the Dario strings, and there's no numbering on the front of the pickups. The plastic is still on this one. Pickguard is there. Master volume, apparently with a bleed circuit. We'll see what kind of bleed circuit that is. That's a little loose. Alrighty, this one, what about this one? This is a bridge, a neck I should say. It's got a big G on the knobs. And this is a master tone. So neck volume, bridge volume, master tone is what I understand it to be. So the front finish in this light looks pretty nice. There is some wear and tear on the plastic here, on the truss rod cover. For Indian Laurel, it's quite light brown. Normally I find things when I get them under the other lights. So the classic, I should say the Casino Gold, is discontinued. Not this model. This model has some new colors. This one was when this was built. This one was built in 19, so it's been around a while. 1906, so June 2019. It's got clear pickup rings around the. It's clear with what looks like maybe a silver backing, same color as the pickguard. like that. The finish is really good, and he wasn't kidding, it is in really good shape. A little bit of cleaning and some polish is probably going to be all it's really going to need. This is supposed to be what they call a thin U neck. I'm not in the right kind of chair for this, but let me put this in so it's comfortable. Thin U. Well, okay, it's thinner here and it gets thicker as you come up. It doesn't have a cutaway under here. There's no volute in the headstock area. So, there's 3 tiers of Gretsch guitars I found out. There's this type, which is made in China, under Fender supervision. There's a level up that costs a lot more money, in the double thousands to maybe $3,000, almost $4,000, made in South Korea. And then there's the really expensive ones that are up towards 10,000, 6,000 and up, made in Japan. And then there's the really special ones that are also made in Japan, the custom shops. Now, if this was a demo unit, I'm surprised anybody could have played it, because they said, you know, these things were supposed to be set up, but they're not. And you know, for a Bigsby, they don't put roller bridges on these guitars. I checked all of them with the Bigsbys. There's a Bigsby 50, 70. I think there's another one that goes up. This one's a good. I mean, this 50 is a good solid one. It's supposed to be. Yeah, they got what they call. What's it called? This one. Somebody called this. I can't remember. The rubber on the end, and somebody pulled it off and said, "I don't need that." Oh, a condom. It was called a condom. This little rubber at the front end of it. I found it funny. Did they put the screw into the body finish? It doesn't look like it, but it is pushed down far enough that it makes me worry. The screw is too long on the back side, which I will also correct. Okay, it's got a nice binding. You know, for a Gretsch made in China, it's aesthetically quite good. But the string action, how could anybody play this thing? I mean, look at the string action. It is ginormous. It is ginormous. So I proceeded to buy a roller bridge from Music Lily to replace this, because you know, the wider you get a larger range of intonation, and the strings won't grab in these little V grooves here, which is basically what this should have for stability and tuning. So this is going to be my first experience with a Bigsby, and a Gretsch overall. And so we are going to want to hear what that is like. Well, it's tunished, so it might have been just hanging on the wall like that, and you know, but I could see that if anybody went in there and wanted to try one of these, and it's sitting on the wall like that, which I have to say, I've gone into my Long & McQuaid here in London, Ontario, one of them, both of them actually. Yeah, the truss rod needs to be tightened, The nut is not rosewood, it's supposed to be a tusk. Synthetic bone, tusk, new bone, that is what they call it. Now the single cut I was looking for has this headstock, but has a little bit more of a horn like a Les Paul, and filled out here. What's it called? It's a 222T or a 5622. I think it's 5622. Something up in that range, because I think the 5222s might be Broadtron pickups and not Filtertron pickups. And the adjustments on these pickups have 2 screws to make sure that you can adjust the flatness of them. What else can I tell you at this point? Not too much. This is basically it. The opening. I'm sure it should make some noise. So just to prove that it does, I'm going to move over to the computer. That's interesting. Wow, that goes in there with a really, really tiny Phillips head thread. And since it's been around since 19, there is a little bit of a rusted corrosion on that thing. But this kind of strap lock button, I'm not sure what kind of strap it is that would go in there, because I mean that's fairly short, and I guess you'd just have to be normal, pull it over the top and it would just hang in that area. The jack, we'll see if that's a standard Chinese jack, because of course we're going to look at it. And we're going to tear it down completely and do to this what I do to all my other guitars, budget and non-really budget. But in the Gretsch guitar system, this is a budget guitar. But I'm definitely going to have to bring that bridge down a bit and give that truss rod a little bit of a tweak, because I mean it is just way too high, way too high. It's like a trampoline there. Okay, but I saw this one and I go, yeah, this one really caught my eye. It's a little bit different. You know, this looks a lot like what? The Yamaha Revstar, doesn't it? Yeah. When I saw it, I'm thinking, Yamaha Revstar. I think Yamaha copied this, because I think this has been around before the Revstar. Not sure, but I'm thinking, yes, this is probably the double cuts from Gretsch have been around before Yamaha brought out their Revstars. So yeah, the neck feels pretty good. Down here it feels a little bit like a Les Paul 50s, and up at the neck feels more like a 60s. So it's a compound of 60s to a 50s feel, and right here feels a lot like a 335. Yeah, although probably just a little bit narrower than a 335. So I've got to go try to do a little bit something with this adjustment myself. It said it was going to get an adjustment. When you buy a guitar, they set it up, general setup. Didn't seem to happen. And if it was a demo on the wall all this time, nah, people were not going to be happy trying to play that guitar. Does not do it justice putting it on the wall like that and letting people grab it and go, oh my god, how do you play that? Anyway, we can make it better. Stand by. I have to stay here at bench 2. But I just realized when I'm starting to look at taking off the truss rod cover, did you notice that I didn't notice that it didn't come with any tools in there? They're usually the, you know, wrenches, stuff, nothing. Cables, nada. Alright, so that one won't do it. do I have? Right, I need the flathead. And this one should do it. Let me get a different magnet for this one. Hold all the bits and pieces. Okay, trying to get that out. Trying to get that out. Yeah, it should come out sideways. All right. Oh, that looks bigger than a 4mm. Is it a 5? It is. It's a 5. It's a 5. Let me see how that's doing. A little better. Okay. So my first neck was at 5mm. And we're going to drop this down. A little more. Just going to eyeball it for now. And then I lie and I grab a ruler just to check. Now, see, this is interesting because where the neck meets the body is almost the end of the fretboard. So I'm just going to go here with, 15. Wow, 3. 4. That's over 3. That's 3, 4. Oh, is it 4? Oh, it's 5. It's 5. The radius is 12, they said. That's almost at the bottom now. Radius is 12, which should be nice. Right? 12s or flatter are usually always nice to play. Okay, 3. A little over 3. What about up here? Okay, a little over 3 on that side. And of course, the roller bridges always come at 14. The 14 and 12 are close enough, I've found, in all applications so far. Slightly above 3. And I'm just going to do that. And then we're going to go over to bench 1. I should say my desk, my computer desk. Let me just check the... Yeah, okay. A tad a little bit more in the middle here. The truss rod has some feel to it, and it is working, so that's pretty close. All right, I think that's a good enough go for a checkout. Okay, I've made it to bench 1. Let me give you a little bobble there. Not too much. Had to go get my 5. I don't have a 5 at my desk. I mean, all the metrics that come out of China are pretty much 4. And I think they're 3 on a Fender. My American Fender, I think it's a 3 millimeter, or it's an Imperial version, which is close to that. Okay, so what happened here? Came to the bench, tuned it, realized that, oh, now that I dropped the bridge, the pickup is so close to the strings it's almost touching them. And then I realized to look at the other side and I go, oh, I can't see the adjustment on the other side, and that's because this pickguard covers the adjustment screws on the lower side of the pickup. Now that's new, right? And the pickguards is basically a single ply clear plastic on the top with a Gretsch sill screened on what looks like to be just a silver painted back. And this was loose by itself. I didn't do that. Now the other thing I noticed is that, and I don't know if somebody did this or is this the way they normally happen, but the 2 E strings in both pickups, the screws are down further, master, are down further than the rest of them. Let me see if I can get that in there. Yeah, see? It says, and it's the same on the other side. Now I don't know what that's about. I may need to do some fiddling. The pickguard screw end, which is extremely sharp actually, did not get to the surface there. So here we are. We got like what is 6-year-old strings? 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, these are 6-year-old strings, 4, 5.5-year-old strings, depending. It was June, so yeah, 6-year-olds. This is July. And I finally got it in tune. I did a little stretching. I don't think many people tried to play it because the strings did need stretching. I took the plastic off the neck pickup. What else did I need over here? Oh yeah, that was it. So I adjusted it. So here where the slope goes, that's why there's 2 screws on the upside, 1 screw on the downside. So this one adjusts the angle of the pickup to go parallel to the strings. I guess I could make it a small angle here, but I did, you know, an 1/8 and a 1/64 with the way the screws are in now. They're not even with the rest of them. So the middle versus the outside should be different. Now the strings go right over the pickups. The nut is very well done, but all the slots are too high at the moment. Let me see if that went out of tune. Master. Oh yeah. They didn't all go back to where they should be. There's something else I noticed I want to mention. Oh yeah, sharp frets. Yeah, 10 up, all sharp. That all has to be fixed, so okay. This is the Gretch budget line, right? So I expect to run into all the same kind of budget issues that I run into with other guitars that are in the 300, 350 or in lower range. My West Creek is still out here. It's heavy, but it is wonderful. It is just wonderful, my Underdog, at less than half the price of my Gretch. Alright, let's see what happens. Okay, I'm going to have to retune, I guess. Oh, and the tuners, that's what I want to talk about. The tuners are pretty good, but they're not great. They're kind of like the upper end of a tuner that you'd find on any other reasonably priced guitar, around $500 or more. And the buttons on the Gretches, on these Jets, are the small little buttons. Yeah. All right, let's see. We're gonna go. So, standard 65 Deluxe, no pedals, just the basic reverb and delay that I normally put on all of my basic clean. And so we are up, we are up, we are up, oh, all the way up. I have to say that sounds nice. Tone. That works. Sounds to me like it's probably a 47. The neck is darker than I expected. But it's powerful. So that is the bridge. That is the neck. This is the middle. Middle sounds pretty good. A little boomy-ish, but you know, it is what it is. Let's see what it does with my Moval fuzz. Remember, these strings are 6 years old. Little fuzz. This is on that position. Oh, this will be the dumble. that's number 3. 1, 2. Blues driver. Blues driver is like a dumbed down. On the Mini FX, M-Wave Mini FX. And I've got it to sound a lot like in the Tube Screamer mode on number 2. It sounds a lot just like my Joyo. Compressor. We're going to call this the end of the arrival and initial evaluation. I appreciate all your support. Catch you in the next one. And don't forget, because I'm Mike, that's why.